It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll see who rules the skies in today's battle. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets, and it's coming up next.
On a warm late summer afternoon, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. And a welcome in, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And leading them out, it's the man who left Baltimore as the greatest passer in franchise history, MVP of Super Bowl 47, Joe Flacco. First and 10 here for Flacco. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Flacco. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So 2 incompletions have led them to an early 3rd and 10. Flacco. And incomplete on the deep ball. So 3 pass attempts, 3 incompletions. Not an ideal way to begin the afternoon.
Well,
unless you're a defender.
Yeah,
I see your face. Yeah. Offensively, not an ideal way.
Yeah, we got like what the defense is doing right there. Force the 3 incompletions, get off the field. Life's pretty good for them.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Here come the Ravens, and that means here comes Lamar Jackson, league's MVP and an All-Pro in 2019.
Another excellent season from Lamar Jackson that was cut short by ankle injury and actually showed just how much he is valued as the leader of the Baltimore Ravens as they went 0-4 down the stretch and missed the playoffs without him. Prior to that, they were 8-5 in a tough AFC North, and he was on his way to his third 1,000-yard season as a runner and career-high marks as a passer.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Now Jackson. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The former 3rd overall pick, Quentin Williams there to bring him down. The defense is always talking about not letting Lamar Jackson get comfortable. A good job there on his opening drive of making him uncomfortable.
And you're talking about doing it so early in the game because all week long, there's been anxiety on the defensive side of the ball. How do we keep this guy hemmed in? How do we tackle him? To get it done that early, that's got to feel great for them.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And he's missed now on his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Carter straight ahead. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Throwing here on 1st down, Flacco. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Carter on the toss right. And he is going to lose yardage here. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. To pass, Flacco. That's a screenplay here for Carter. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll start the drive with Drake. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes, they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time, he used his quickness to make a play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Let's go, man. Who's going to make a play?
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Jackson.
And that's going to be caught. It's James Prochet.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 45-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. From the gun, it's Jackson.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Injuries delayed Rashad Bateman's arrival into the Baltimore Ravens lineup in 2021, but he still put up 515 yards in 12 games as a rookie. The Ravens do believe a 1,000-yard season is more than possible from their first rounder in 2022. Here, he gets them a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's the option going right. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That play unable to get started thanks to the defense of Quan Alexander.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson looking left side. Andrews with it complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. New York's offense back out there and set to go.
They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 21.
They'll start this drive with a handoff to Carter, and they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Flacco. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Justin Tucker for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
The New York set to take the field.
Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 27. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Now on 2nd and 13. Flacco. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Flacco to throw here on 3rd down.
He's got the connection to Moore. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They go pass again with Flacco. He'll take a shot for Davis to the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
Flacco's throw going to be caught by Davis.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 38-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two are connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And again, it's Flacco to throw. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped.
A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
A give up the middle to Carter.
They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talking about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Don't do us like that.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
On the option, here's Drake.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Jackson. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter.
10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports.
Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2.
Here's Jordan Stout now.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49.
And the Jets will take over. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 17-yard line.
They'll start on the ground. Carter.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Odafe Oweh so quick, and he gets to him there behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Flacco. Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And to be honest, this first half hasn't been anything they'd be really proud about. So they needed something like this to change their fortunes. Now they need to make sure they finish this one off, not just with points, but with a touchdown.
And you get a look at the final readout on air distance, according to Next Gen Stats.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here's a give to Carter.
And he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
They'll run with Hall.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Hall again.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Jets are back within a score. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was finished off by the rookie Breece Hall.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
That would complete to Crochet.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. They go play action now. Jackson.
This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
The two big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll go option to the short side. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He dumps it off to Drake.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. Tucker's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
Well, for almost 8 years, 64 stood as the NFL record for the longest field goal. That has since been eclipsed. It's now 66, but still 64-yarder. Pretty impressive, CD.
Absolutely agree with that, because if you drill a 60-yarder in an NFL game, you've got a lot to be proud of, record or no record. And only a handful of guys can even attempt it. Excellent job there, putting that one through the pipes.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field.
The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline, and they don't get the yards after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Out of the gun, they run with Carter.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 34. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
On 1st down, Drake. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Quinnen Williams, so hard to block, and he shows it that time, making the tackle for loss.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Jackson from the shotgun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Jackson now.
And he'll go underneath here to Drake.
And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the 1st. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And now it's a two-score game at 9, 16-7. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Okay, can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field.
I'm back for one, boys. Let's go do this thing, baby. Let's go, man. Play a little aggressive, baby. Let's go, man.
Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line.
Now Carter to start the drive.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Passing play, Flacco. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Flacco looks to throw.
Right back to Davis. It's complete.
Ooh, the juke. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
Brandon Stevens there on the tackle.
You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Flacco's throw there complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
3rd down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now at 16-10.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Drake will start the drive on the ground.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. On 2nd down, Jackson. Now this goes out wide for Drake.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Jackson. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The offense for the Jets ready to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
1st and 10 here for Flacco. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Flacco.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
And some room to work. And he'll be out right at the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's why you call a screen. You want to catch a defense overcommitting. Plenty of space available, and that matched up perfectly. What a convoy he got downfield to pick up big yardage on that play.
They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco. Open man is Uzama. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Flacco.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And again, it's Flacco to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Flacco. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Flacco. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Here's Braden Mann now,
as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Let's ride, dog.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
C.J. Mosley, the former Raven, in there on the tackle.
So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Ravens. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
The Raven offense set to start this 3rd quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They'll start with the option.
He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Pretty shifty footwork, but didn't buy him much. Only the keeper, and it'll be second down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
On 3rd and short, Drake. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half. He's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And some room to roam now. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
Geez, I mean, what more can you say about Lamar Jackson? We know that he's got the quickness and the agility, but, you know, if you wanted proof of his straight-line speed, look no further.
And to anyone who gets concerned when they see a quarterback running with the football, you just let him be himself. Let him be him. And I guess what you'd say there is hard to hit what you can't catch.
On 1st and goal, Drake. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Davis.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
To throw is Jackson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Tucker's kick is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Flacco. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Justin Houston able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, and Next Gen Stats says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 38.
He starts by handing this off to Drake.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Jackson, open man is Duvernay. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Up the middle they go with Drake. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go with the option. Coming right. The quick feet by Jackson. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper. 17 yards, first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jackson running again. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Carl Lawson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over.
And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Elijah Moore, the intended receiver.
But it'll be 2nd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Setting up to throw, Flacco. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the second level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read.
Let's go.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a draw play with Drake. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Here's Jackson to throw. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Come on, baby, rock and roll.
The Ravens send their punter out now. He's been terrific so far. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 14-yard line.
He'll give it to Hall to start the drive.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On 2nd down, a run with Carter.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
This is where you stand, baby. That's right. Let's get a win. Let's concentrate on what we got to do here.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's Flacco. Trying to lay one up deep. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Here's the Jets punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. A big kick that time, 52 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll start the drive with Drake. And some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
54 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
As many games as the two of us do, I would hope that one day we'll be able to solve this riddle. Why is it on a hot day that one team has more trouble with the heat than another, and especially when you can't stop a guy running the ball?
You know it's September in the booth, though, when you and I have both removed our coats, and those were gone in the 1st quarter.
They were gone in the 1st quarter, and what we're watching now is a defense mentally giving in and sagging a little bit because they haven't been able to stop him.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Davis running left. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. The 2nd down play not much better than the 1st, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 11. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line.
New York ready to go again offensively. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Let's go, y'all.
Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Flacco. Over the middle, he gets it to Barrios. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Flacco.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Flacco.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To pass, Flacco. And he wisely will throw that one away.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Flacco looks to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Once more, it's Flacco. He's got it at the 15. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This one caught by Davis. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there, not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Running left on the handoff, Carter.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Carter is in. Touchdown, Jets. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays.
And it was Michael Carter who finished it all off with a touchdown run.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
And now here come the Ravens.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
66 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
On 2nd down and 4, Jackson.
And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 4.
That's taken in by Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
They'll hand it to Drake here on the option.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From midfield now, here's Jackson.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
And New York set to take the field.
And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a 1-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 26. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Flacco's throw complete there to Berrios.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Now Flacco
over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Flacco.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. 4th down, 4th quarter. Flacco. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Flacco's throw there complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Bottom line, 2-yard gain's just not going to cut it in this situation. You've got to move the ball downfield in order to have a chance.
Defense will give them that the rest of the way. Flacco, a veteran in these situations, hurrying his guys up. He's back to throw.
There's Hall bringing in another one. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Clock now under 30 ticks and running. Flacco.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. And the Ravens have just about sewn up this football game. Well, this game has not been short on intrigue, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
That's right, dog. Let's focus in on what we got to do here.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And down he'll go at the 25. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.